you think it's easier for you to get out?
Hey everybody, welcome to the Tipsy Tag-Along podcast here at SpringHouse Spirits. I'm Gary Moore with Journey More Often. We have
Matt Smith.
And our guests of the day are...
I'm Randy Litwin.
I'm Jen Litwin.
All right, so we have everybody here, and we're very excited to have this podcast today. We're going to be going through some spirits that they sell here, and we're going to describe them for you and you experience it as well as us experiencing it. Right. So this is going to be fun. All right, do we have something here? We're getting ready. Well, that's cool. Yeah. That's cool. Let's talk about how this got started. So, give us a little bit of the background on how the whole thing started as far as, what made you decide to go into the distilled liquor business?
So our third party who's not here is our master distiller, and he actually was taught how to distill when he was 8 by his great Aunt Peg, and went on to have a career as a nuclear engineer, and in his retirement decided to start up SpringHouse. 2 years into the process of that, Jen and I came in, and we came on as directors of marketing and operations, and the three of us have been running things ever since. So it's been a fun journey. We started with just whiskey, and we've moved up to 8 different expressions right now, and we have a couple more coming out in the future.
All right,
and it's been a blast.
That's pretty cool, and the atmosphere here is really slick. I mean, it's definitely top notch. The woodwork is over the top, really, really good.
I'm a big fan. We were joking about the table earlier. But
the table is a Lazy Susan.
Susan
check this
table.
out. Yeah, it's great. It's great. So you can just swing your drinks around when you don't have podcast equipment on it. It works really, really well.
Covered with mics.
Cover. We are definitely full on this stuff, which is great, right? Okay, so there's the three of you, and you're doing all sorts of new stuff all the time. So what is it that you want us to taste first? We've got a lot of stuff over here. Oh, we've got 2 trays, I think.
We got 2 trays coming just because there's 2 of you guys, so that way you don't have to share glasses.
Okay, yeah. Matt and I don't share well. I can tell you that for a fact. We do not share well. Especially when it comes to...
Well, we're sorry you have such a small table then. So the first up's going to be our Fillmore Rides, which is our whiskey.
Okay.
On the nose, baby, might be better. On the nose.
It's vanilla, caramel. It's very sweet, a little subtle.
Yeah.
You definitely get that oakiness from the barrel there. Yeah. It's a good one. It's almost like a light bourbon.
It's 84 proof, so it's pretty high up there. But then, due to the fact that how we do small batch distilling, we actually are very accurate with the process, and it takes a lot of the acetals out, which it's like that fingernail polish remover smell that you would get with some alcohol.
Oh, right.
That's not in there, which is actually a little more tasty, a little smoother, and a little less of a hangover.
And exactly, because it's good.
Yeah,
it's done well.
Yeah,
like it's supposed to be, right? Yeah,
so that's very good.
Yeah, this is actually it's very smooth.
Yeah,
it's very smooth.
We work really hard as a company and a brand to make sure that our products are done as true as they were originally, with just a little pizzazz to make them taste a little better.
Yeah.
But we really put a lot of pride into making it small batch and a very high quality.
Yeah, and then we were talking earlier before we actually went on camera, and Mike, you've got quite a large area that you feed good, distilled liquor to. You want to talk about that a little bit? I mean, it goes, when you were saying well, first of all, we were talking about Coatesville has this huge zip code that's way bigger than the town of Coatesville. It's just miles and miles of so there's all sorts of people outside Coatesville as well as inside Coatesville. And then you've got, I feel like it's in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of everywhere.
Yeah.
Is that about right?
Second, the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, because you had trouble. You had trouble. I grew up
coming
in the
out
area,
of Philadelphia.
so Parkersburg's like, oh yeah, just
Yeah.
Route 41 to 10 for me, so it was pretty easy.
So it was a long drive, but surprisingly not a bad drive to
Yeah.
get here from Philly.
Yeah, that's the cool part
Yeah.
because the drive itself is, it's not like you're going like all these weird back
No,
roads
it's all just
that
pretty-
people in
yeah,
the city
all pretty much
hate.
highway.
People in the city hate
Yeah,
that.
that's true, we do.
The back roads because they're afraid. They're afraid
I wouldn't go
of
that far.
because they're going to hit a cow or something.
I
They have
don't
no
know
idea.
that
Anyway, but the roads are big enough that you feel good about driving the roads,
Yeah.
and it's mostly.
Highway. From the city to here, it's mostly highway.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's
Pretty
true.
much all highway.
Every road's got a number.
Yeah.
76, 203
Right?
to 10.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all major roads for the
Yeah, so it's easy to find. So
Yeah.
it's like there's no excuse for you not to actually come here
Yeah.
and enjoy the liquor here. And
Exactly.
you can make it. You can easily make this an evening with friends.
Yeah.
We forgot.
Oh,
We forgot.
always the disclaimer.
Is it your turn or is it mine?
I mean,
So-
I think you always take it, but I'll go.
Okay.
Just to remember to drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly,
Always.
and that way you're driving responsibly.
Right.
So we don't advocate anything more than having fun with the liquor, but that does not include driving or all
100%.
sorts of heinous crimes.
Yes.
Just drink responsibly.
Responsibly.
All right, so we got that out of the way. It's
All
always
the
good.
legal
Always
stuff
good to
is-
remind people because I don't know if it's even legal for us. We're
No, but
it's just a thing.
It's safe.
Oh, you're all right. I'm
So the next one.
in the same row.
Yep. That furthest one away. Yep. Perfect. That is actually a specialty that we release quarterly just about. It is our Fillmore Rides, but it is our maple flavor.
Oh.
So
Uh-oh.
I love a good maple
it's
whiskey.
so good.
Yeah.
It's my favorite of our whiskeys.
The aroma
And
is very, very nice.
Yeah.
yeah, it really brings that vanilla to the forefront, and she really comes forward
Oh,
beautifully.
wow.
We really kind of focus the maple flavor on the finish, and it
That
also
is crazy.
Yeah.
builds after each
Yeah.
sip too. So
It
that way
does.
It's not overpowering.
Wow.
That's great. It like cuts almost all of the what little bite there was in the previous one with the maple. It's crazy.
So
And yeah, go ahead.
I was say we have a little bit of a unique process. If you know anything about bourbon, you can only use the barrel once for bourbon. So once we remove the bourbon from the barrel, we put maple syrup in, and then we get a bourbon flavored maple syrup, which we also have here. But then once the syrup comes out, our already aged whiskey goes in for a little bit longer.
Right.
Gets a little more age to it, smooths out a little bit, and then that's how you get that maple on the finish. So you're not having an overpowering flavor or sugar,
Yeah.
which also helps with that.
I was about to go there
Yeah.
when I interrupted you, which I apologize for, but you just literally described what I was thinking is that it has like a slight sweetness, but it's not like sugary
Yeah.
sweet. Because
You run into a lot with like
you can get that,
flavored whiskeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when you get that international brand name whiskey that has honey in it,
Yeah.
which
Exactly what I'm talking about.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
It just tastes like honey with a splash of
Yeah.
whiskey.
Yeah.
And this
Takes
is
out all of what you want from a whiskey.
right.
Right.
Well, it makes it palatable for some people.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyway, but this is
Fantastic, yeah.
all of what you want,
Yeah.
but it's not sacrificing the whiskey.
Yeah.
I also understand
that's what
why
I
it would
love
be
it.
your favorite. It is delightful.
and it's one of the most fun. 'Cause we do 40 bottles once every 3 months because of how extenuous the
Yeah,
process is.
yeah.
So it's great when we get it in. We keep the same bottle as the Fillmore Rides, and what we do is we actually stamp on a red maple leaf symbol to it, just to stand alone on its
Yeah.
a little bit. But it's always fun when it comes into this.
So speaking of bottles, how many bottles do you process per year?
I don't know. That's a little bit of a hard number. Last year compared to this year, we opened the tasting room this year, so we've gone through
Well, I can't
What?
even.
one or two more.
Yeah, which is awesome. That's what the tasting room's for,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I had to put a number. Maybe like 1,500. And if you think about the size of our distillery, that's a pretty good size.
That's a
number.
lot,
Every
Yeah.
single bottle is hand processed. There's no machine in any of it.
right?
So we hand stick the labels, we hand wrap the tape, hand dip the wax.
Wow.
We do some of it here, some of it at the main distillery. And
That's a lot of work.
so yeah, every bottle is touched by hand. No bottle is
Okay.
exactly the same to the other.
Yeah.
So,
That's a lot of work.
Crazy.
Handwork. That
We actually, you guys will get to meet Maddie a little later, and she's the one who's currently taking on a lot of that heavy duty
Wow.
process.
I feel like, I mean, that would be a lot
Yeah.
to do. I don't think I could do that, to be honest with you.
it takes a little patience, but
I don't know that that's the thing.
It's not
I don't know
something
that
I
have
do.
the patience.
So I feel like I'd end up having one bottle to drink.
Yeah.
And then the labels would start to get
start to
skewed
tilt.
a little bit as we went along the day. So it's
it may
probably
or may
better
not
than
happen a couple
They-
times.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's the reason I don't label.
because that's the danger. This stuff is so good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. But here's what's interesting. Okay, so you say 1,500 bottles, but my wife and I have this thing that goes back and forth. Yes, we do, honey. She'll be like, "You need another bottle of whiskey," and I'll be like, "Well, we have 150 bottles of wine down in the wine cellar,
Not the same.
right? Yeah,
Not
we
the
do.
same.
We do. But
variety,
one bottle of whiskey is like having 4 bottles of wine. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
4 times
Yeah.
match. So you can have 150 bottles of wine, but that's 37 and a half bottles of whiskey. So,
Some really quick math.
and I don't
That
have,
was
yeah.
really
oh, oh, that's really scary.
It's really fast because it's been a conversation.
Yeah. No, well, it has been. I should have done it easier. It went with 200 to 50, but I didn't do that. But I may be an engineer in my actual day job, so the math part goes a little faster. But yeah, I mean, I don't have 37 bottles of whiskey, but dang, I mean,
Yeah.
whiskey, just is, if you have, especially good whiskey, oh man, and it keeps forever. So it's not like a bottle of wine where most bottles of wine you have to drink in like a year or two. Because they're not made,
No.
most bottles of wine are not made to
last.
wait.
Yeah.
The vintner will tell you if you can wait, but if they don't tell you you can wait, you should assume
Drink it.
1 year for 1 year for whites, 2 years for
Yeah.
reds, and that's it. And rosés, well, you're on your own. But whiskey and that
Yeah.
it lasts forever, so it's pretty cool with that when that happens. All right, let's roll on to this one.
This is the next one.
That's Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
This is the one
I didn't
I
even
have-
see
this
you
is the one
guys
I have
grab
at
it. You did it so fast.
Well, and that's how
very
we're
stealthy.
we do that. We do that. It was a sleight of hand. We left
That-
the
it
one
was
behind
really
and picked
fast.
up the other one as we were going.
So Doc Wendell is our bourbon. It is cherrywood oaky smoky. When we go over the history of our labels a little later,
Have the
you'll
bottle.
hear why. But it definitely, it's a nice high proof. Going to give you a good bourbon hug. It really
I feel
solid.
very hugged right
Yeah.
now. I do.
I got
do.
a
This is-
bottle of this at the
Summerfest.
Summerfest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
right. We forgot to say that's
I
where we
That's
met
where
you
we
guys
met.
at the
Yep.
Summerfest.
I just opened it this week, and it is amazing. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a bourbon fan. I love bourbon. I love a good whiskey, too. Don't get me wrong. I'll drink
Oh, yeah.
any of that as long as it's good. Has to be good. And so far, we're batting 1,000 on these. I'm really,
We're
really
three for
enjoying
three.
Yeah, I have this suspicion that it's going to
I think it's
continue
going to be
that way.
7%.
Honestly, or maybe even 8 for 8.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The girls
sorry.
surprised me and threw in our maple there. So.
So, you that's right. I'm going to give you a buy because they did say 7 originally.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah,
Even-
I should get a pass on that.
Even though you've turned around 3 times
I know.
and saw 8 on
All
them.
right, Gary.
Three times three.
Just
sips,
because
that's
you're good with the numbers.
Wow. Yeah. That
very
was
good.
good. That was good.
That's also our high rye product, so it's got 24% rye,
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
21.
21% rye.
So what mixed drinks do you use that for? Do you have a mixed drink here, or
everything.
it's like I'm pretty
I
sure.
love mixing
you
Doc and stuff because it's so sneaky.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things to do is find somebody that says I'm not a whiskey drinker,
Oh.
I'm not a bourbon drinker,
Oh,
and
right.
I fix that problem for them.
Right.
So we have some sneaky ones. They're all craft cocktails. They're all made in house. I think our most recent one It's up there. Molly's Smash. So one of my girlfriends brought us some mint. The local community is amazing, and they're always bringing me fresh herbs. And she brought mint, and I was like, oh, I can do something with this. And so it's some muddled strawberries, a little bit of lemon juice, and that mint, and then just stock, and it just magnifies
And
that flavor beautifully.
I'm going to take a wild guess. Her name is Molly?
Yes, it is.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So you're right. So your friend Molly brought all this really cool, very organic ingredients, and you're able to mix them in and make Molly's Smash.
Yeah.
Well, of course you would name it after.
Right.
Right. At that point.
I also think that's the cool thing about being like, I make fun of small town, like coming out and stuff like that, but like
special.
that's like something you don't get all the time, and in a lot of places like Philly and stuff like that, is you're not getting that community where people just like, I have some mint here, I have some strawberries or what, like
Yeah.
you're not
It's
getting
all
that.
local.
Yeah,
It's
really cool.
beautiful because you don't get all the processed stuff that you would going
Right,
elsewhere.
right.
It's literally picked from the neighbor's yard or from out front, or we have hydroponics in the back. And we use
I
that.
love that and people do nowadays. I think the people are really in tune to that and wanting to have something that's fresh and organic and grown, personal.
Yeah.
They like that personal flavor, and it is difficult in the city because it's hard to have like that garden
right. Well,
on the rooftop.
It's the community that you get from a small town that you're not getting all the time in the city, because you had someone walk in and just give you the mint. That I'm sure they come here and they have drinks or whatever, but
Well, she is a friend.
Right,
She's
she
a
is a
friend.
friend.
live around here or something. They're local to here.
Yeah.
Whereas like in Philly, it's so big. There's so many people that like you don't get that close knit neighborhood type of vibe all the time.
See,
so fun. And
now, if it were me, I'd have my bees up on top of the roof,
Yeah.
and I would come to the door and say, "Hey, would you like a jar of honey?"
Yeah. Yeah, that would be.
And
cool.
then you'd be like, "Ooh," which
I'd
is
be all right with that.
which is, by the way, it's one of those things in the city that's actually illegal in almost every city, but it's condoned. Yeah, having a hive.
There's an ice cream parlor that has.
I'm
them,
telling you right
on the
now,
top
there
in-
are
in
a
Philly.
number of
Yeah.
places. I know of restaurants in downtown Philly that I think Vetri Cucina has a hive on top of theirs, and they mix the the honey from the hive into their ingredients of
So
whatever
the one ice cream parlor on Market Street has beehives on their roof.
But if you go to get a permit, they'll tell you it's illegal.
Yeah.
But they don't stop you.
No, they don't.
In other
Yeah.
words, if they know, even if you advertise it and
Yeah,
they
they
know,
don't care.
they won't stop you.
Yeah.
Bees, I think, are one of the honeybees in
Yeah.
particular, one of those things that are like off limits. They're almost like the American eagle, But anyway, sorry. And we've actually started drinking this, and we haven't gotten you to describe it yet.
So this one's going to be our American single malt. So our version of Scotch.
Yes.
Scotland, right?
Yeah.
This one we had a little more fun with. Not to say the other ones weren't. This one's a different nose, palate, and finish all the way through, so it's a journey.
Yeah.
On the nose, you get like a dark chocolate and strawberry. On the palate, it actually splits in your mouth. And you get a peppery on the top and then like a brine on the bottom. And then it finishes with the oaky smoky, which ties
I am definitely getting smoky at the end for sure.
Yeah, I like this.
And it's
one.
good. I really enjoy it. And, to your point earlier, you said, for the people who say they don't like whiskey, most of those people, to be honest with you, bought some $2 rot gut out there somewhere because,
100%.
but they haven't experienced a
Or
good.
they did a shot in a bar or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it.
No, that's not real. That's not,
Not
real
the same.
liquor. Yeah.
No,
So,
it's not the same.
when you come to some place like this, you're actually getting good, fine product, and it's different. I mean, it's distinctly different. Whether here versus even in the liquor store, you can buy good liquor in the liquor store, but you might spend $100 for that Scotch.
Right.
Whereas here you could get a Scotch that rivals that easily for a lot less money.
Yeah.
And people don't.
And
they're
a little
like,
bit of an education from someone that works here.
100%.
yeah. So I've seen products that are. I want to say I think I saw something that was the price was $30 of one of your bottles.
Yeah.
Multiple of our bottles.
Yeah.
Actually.
So
Yeah.
I mean that's not a lot of money.
No.
Like the
When
next
you-
four things you're going to try are all
For like a
Yeah.
quality
So when
whiskey.
you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean I feel like, people spend $30 on one bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And I feel like distilled liquor has gotten a bad rap because everybody's thinking, first of all, that's what people use to just get drunk.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's really terrible to drink.
Yeah.
And both of those things should not be true.
No, like two trains of thought normally when it comes to whiskey. You're either buying something cheap to drink and to get drunk, or you're spending a lot of money for something that you think is quality.
And you don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah.
So, that's what I love about this is that you can buy a good whiskey and it doesn't have to break the bank. You can come out here. You can have a flight. What's a flight cost, by the way? Just curious.
They're gonna vary between like $20 and $30.
Sure, sure. And then you get
anywhere from 3 to 7 different.
3 to 7, sometimes 8. If you have the maple available, we usually throw that on, as you can see today.
they're definitely available. Yeah, and that's pretty normal, if you will. When you go to a lot of vineyards,
absolutely,
you're going to pay a pretty significant amount, unless you're way out in the boonies.
Yeah, but for seven different tastings,
you're not that far out in the boonies.
$30 is nothing for 7 different tastings. Like that's
right
to get good
$2 a taste.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that's pretty reasonable. Yeah. I mean, I've walked into Napa Valley and Sonoma Valley and gotten wine tastings there, and they're a lot.
Yeah, not surprised.
Because you want to, at that point, you just
also a little bit.
You want to share, just so you can afford to leave.
Yeah.
All right, are we going on to the next one?
What direction to go in?
Yeah, should we start at the back end again?
Close.
If we start in the back end, bye guys, thank you.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming by. Yeah. Tipsy Tagalongs.
Yeah, okay.
Check us out, yeah. All right, so where are we starting, here or there?
Start the far end.
The far end.
Yeah. Can you reach that?
All right, I did get on your case earlier about something. I deserve that.
So
I deserve
fun.
that. Yeah, because my reach is shorter than your reach. I should have gotten you to get it for me. I should have said, no, I can't reach that, Matt. Can you get that for me?
It's just payback for putting my microphone too low every time.
Every time. Well, that's what you get for sitting so high. If you sat lower, you know what I mean? It'd be okay.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll shrink next time.
So, okay, what is this that Matt has started gulping down?
I didn't gulp. I sipped. It is a sip. It is a sip.
Which, by the way, is
this.
what you do with good whiskey. You don't gulp it down.
No.
You don't, everybody's like, oh, you got to do the shots. No, that's not how that works. If you want to get sick, do the shots. That's how you get sick.
Yeah.
So when you want to drink good whiskey, you're sipping it. So, a finger or 2 fingers of whiskey are going to last you for a while. Yep. And that's where a good cigar comes in play.
Exactly right.
Outside, because you can't smoke inside.
True.
All right, don't try that, people. But outside, you have a good cigar, you have a couple of fingers of whiskey, and you're good for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what is this that I've waited for, but I think I shouldn't have waited, right?
Yeah. No, you should go for it.
This is where we leave the whiskey and go into our more rounded portfolio. This is going to be our St. Malachi rum. Mm-hmm. It's a molasses-based barrel-aged rum. So the barrel aging, go ahead and pulls it. You get the oaky smoky in there, which pulls it over, but the molasses gives
So what's the toast on the rum? I need to know. Is it light, medium, heavy?
heavy.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Good. It's feeling like it's heavy toast, but it's not. Again, it's not overpowering.
No.
But you can definitely tell the smoky part of it. Like the last one that we had, it had had a little bit of smoky as well.
We definitely. I'm sorry. We definitely try to have them all be cohesive in that way, so you can tell they're the same family. The majority of our spirits, just by tasting them, you know that they're ours.
We also like to push the edge a little bit. So some of the bigger brands that do their own barrels, they kind of go safe in the middle with the toasting. And we have the opportunity to take it to a different level and be more consistent with it because it's on a smaller batch. So we get to have a little more fun with it.
But you're personalizing it. So with the larger places, they're all recipe. Boom, 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 boom. Whereas here, you can tinker and make it perfect.
Yeah.
And each batch is different. I mean, people who don't actually make alcohol or wine or beer, they don't realize that you can play with it in the middle and it changes things. You can play with it at the end and it changes things.
Yeah.
You know, when you're putting it all together initially, you know, you're setting the stage, and then you tinker until you have it where you want it. And that's perfect. That doesn't happen with the big names.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that.
A big part of our process with all of our spirits is we actually taste test before final bottling and production. So the final quality check is actually the three of us who have our flavors memorized, and we check them before they go.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
That would be the way to go. I mean, I've been to wineries. I remember going to this one winery, and they just like out of the vat, just pulled and gave me some, and I'm like,
Yeah,
and they're like, yeah, we're ready to bottle that, and we're calling it a reserve. And I'm like, yeah, it's every bit of a reserve. So as you know, as a distilled, what do they call them? Distilled liquor maker. What are they called? Is there a special name for the
distiller?
distiller? They're how ridiculously simple was that?
I was really curious where you were going with that.
Yeah.
distilled
like,
liquor
that's
makes
too simple.
That was embarrassing. That was my engineering, you know, trying to make it bigger than it really is to be impressive. Distilled liquor maker
Try some new math.
is simply a distiller. So
Say
yeah.
that 5 times fast.
Well, not after you've had like several.
Yeah, then
How
it's
many
just
did
saying
you
one.
really have?
Yeah, right. So thankfully, they're only
how
giving
long-
us
how long
so.
you been here?
So here's.
We did a rehearsal ahead.
Yes.
Okay, all right, that makes,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So what they do with their, by the way, with the tastings that they do, they'll whatever number that you have, they do it equal to basically one drink, so that by the time you're done, you've just had one drink. So that way you can figure out, you can count it yourself. You don't have to like if you do 2 tastings, that's 2 drinks. If you know that kind of scenario. So they're very careful with that, and it, you know. Honestly, it's appreciated.
Yeah.
Because that way you can get a feel for what it is that you're drinking here. I mean, we're on drink 5, and you know, it's been really nice being able to taste the different ones without actually like getting really drunk in the process.
Walk out of here.
You know, 'cause- yeah.
We've had a frequent conversation. A lot of people ask, you know, oh, we're going to go there. You guys have a bar. And we're like, there's a difference between a bar and a tasting room. And the tasting room, we're going to, not only are you going to get an experience with us where we can teach you about the stuff that we're doing, but we're also there for the ride with you. So you're going to walk out feeling okay instead of, you know,
Stumbling.
Right.
Yeah.
having that stereotype of, of
Yeah.
a bar. And, you know, we're just going to take care of you. You're not going to leave here.
And that's-
be
yeah.
hindered. Yeah.
And that's the key. I mean, all good it's interesting because I don't care if it's a standard bar anywhere versus you know, a specialty bar like this one. The owners and the managers, they don't want you stumbling drunk.
No.
They just want you to enjoy the evening or the afternoon or whenever it is that you're coming there. You know, you guys open at 11, right?
Yep.
Which is kind of early for distilled liquor, but on the other hand, it's not, because you're not really drinking to get drunk.
Right.
So, but no, you know, that's the key. No owner really wants you to get stumbling drunk. In fact, that's against the law, and they have to cite you.
Yeah.
They have to report you. 911. What's your emergency? Because you know, they're responsible, and so their job is to make sure that people enjoy what they're giving them, but not too much.
Right.
You know.
There's a point there, too, where if you overindulge a little bit, you lose what the flavor is.
Well,
And we want you to.
isn't that the
Which
truth?
defeats
You know,
like the entire
because-
purpose of coming to a tasting room.
Because you know,
You
I mean,
wanna-
they always say, you know, serve the worst for last. Well, why?
Yeah.
You know, because you're already drunk. Well, no, that's not right. So in this case, you know, we're on our 6th one.
No. We're moving.
7th. We're
moving
on
to-
our 5th one. No,
moving to our 6th.
we're moving to our 6th
Yeah,
one.
moving to-
And you know, you were tasting the individuality of each of these, and
Yeah.
it's really a nice, refreshing scenario.
Yeah.
Because
Speaking of which, as we move to the 6th here,
can you help me? I can't
yeah,
reach
sure.
it.
We can move the table closer.
as we're moving,
Yeah. See, you don't even need help. He's just pitching right in there for
love
you.
it. Just laying up softball.
It's all good. It's all good, Randy. I'll remember.
So as we're moving into the six, before we get into like,
I know what this is, but go ahead.
As you guys have expanded the portfolio and added more things that you're distilling, has there been a plan, or is it just kind of like, we want to try to make this?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I think
No.
so. We want to have fun with it.
Right.
We want to enjoy what we're doing. What you're about to sip next was my plan.
Okay.
However, my husband and Chris might disagree with it ever being their plan. But I think we all just kind of equally pitch in with where we think both the brand and the customer base would like us to head. And we do have some forethought with our next couple spirits that we're going to release. But some of it's just
Stumbling around,
enjoying it, and just coming across. I mean, the last one you're going to try today, Phineas, that was having fun.
Yeah.
And it turned into this great product, and so did one of our other products, Captain. So,
and it's any day of the week. You may or may not come in, and there may be a mason jar back in the bottling room of something we're testing.
Right.
We don't, and
Right.
and it's just, we'll be sitting around, and that's where the absence of the plan comes in. Is
Yeah.
we're like, I wonder if this would taste good if we did this,
Yeah.
and we just give it a shot.
I had this dream that this might be fun,
that's essentially.
and then you just
Yeah.
throw it out there.
Yeah.
But you have your standard, your tried and true. You have like a baseline. Okay, so
Yeah.
these ones we're gonna have all the time.
Right.
And then you have the ones that you can constantly tinker, and they're never bad, but they may not be the favorite.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So they're still good, but you look at it and go, okay, so I'm gonna actually play with that a little bit more and do this next time
Yeah,
with the next batch.
We have a handful that taste good, and we're like, because at the end of the day, it's got to be the brand. It's got to match.
Right.
And it's got to match
Right.
the quality and the story and everything else like that.
You're not going to play with that anymore.
No. So it's
Boom.
got to be, yeah. Once it hits that, it's there. Like, you can taste it when it comes
Yeah.
out.
And which is interesting, because whether you're a vintner, a brewer, or a distiller,
Look at you.
yeah.
A distilled liquor maker.
Thank you for recognizing that.
Distilled
So-
liquor
Chris' new
maker.
business card.
Yeah. So
Head distilled liquor maker.
I like it.
when you know, and that's what's interesting about that, because having been privileged occasionally to be able to taste that just before the bottling, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. It's a wow. Because you're like, okay, you're not it's not a surprised wow. It's like, it's amazing that this is even better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's a pretty cool feeling, actually. So, Jen, tell us about
This is my first baby.
yours.
So it is a wheat-based vodka.
A wheat-based vodka,
Wheat-based.
not potatoes.
So it's a little sweeter, a little smoother, and then I hand steep local herbs into it to
my.
get rid of that vodka bite that a lot of brands have. When I wanted to make a vodka, my sneaky way of getting the yes finally was our master distiller, Chris. His wife drinks vodka. She doesn't drink darks. So
Really?
I pulled her in, and we girls teamed up against the guys. But her only request for our vodka was that it's refreshing. And so going into making a vodka, having it be refreshing, that's a high standard to hit, because that's not the norm. And it has always been my goal to make sure that it fit that. And when we hit it, it was the most exciting day for me, because it was all playing.
I feel like you could do this either neat or on the rocks without any help at all. It does not have to be in a mixed drink.
No.
It's interesting because I'm not the biggest vodka drinker, but this has enough characteristics of like whiskey ingredients that it almost makes me not think about vodka. Like you almost don't have that vodka thought to it.
Right.
And I would not have thought it was a vodka if you didn't say that.
And then the amazing part is if you mix it into a drink, it disappears.
Yeah.
It hides
Well, then therein lies the scary part of it.
Yeah.
Because good vodka is smooth. My favorite statement is good vodka is like thick, warm water. right? It shouldn't be intrusive. It
I
shouldn't
get what you're
hurt
saying,
you
but
going
I
down.
I don't like that thought.
Yeah, it shouldn't hurt you
I'm not
to
drinking
drink it.
warm
Right.
water.
Which a lot of the stuff that you buy off the shelf does.
Yeah.
It's really awful to drink because it hurts you, and you need it in something
Yeah.
in order for it to be
You have to
like
mix it.
palatable.
Yeah.
Right.
So from my perspective, this is standalone.
Yeah.
You don't need
No.
to throw it in a mixed drink
At all.
Like you could, but then again, it's sneaky.
Yeah.
You better watch what you're drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dangerous in a fun way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is so a friend of mine gave me his recipe for Bahama Papas
Ooh.
years ago. Okay, so we've all heard Bahama Mama, right? Bahama Papas turn out so it's 4 different types of rum and a cherry liqueur. All right, so by the time if you took an 8-ounce glass, it's 3 shots. 3 shots.
That's a lot.
And so the rest of it is pineapple juice and orange juice and lemon juice. So you've got all this going on. When you taste it, like you said, you can't taste any alcohol at all. And so it's really dangerous. If you bring it to a party, first of all, it's gonna cost you $120 just to get
Right.
enough for like 8 people. But you throw it in there and people are like, oh, this is really good. And you have to stop them and you have to regulate how much they drink because they're going to need a ride home otherwise, and because they just don't realize it. And this is one of those because you put it in a mixed drink, you won't even know you're drinking at that point.
That would sneak up on you.
Yeah, not even sneak. You just wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
There's no sneaking. You just wouldn't even know. So, and this is great. So we've got a group of people that just came in, and they're gonna fill in the bar area there, and that'll be a lot of fun for them. They're gonna have a good experience, I think, because we're already having a good experience.
Yeah.
This has been great. So are we moving on?
I
He's
moved
already
on.
grabbed his glass.
I haven't drank any of it yet, but I grabbed my glass already.
So
I was waiting for you.
Speaking of sneaky, all right, and there's a lemon inside.
yes, this next one is my personal favorite. This is also one of my babies. My husband and I had a date night, and that's how this one was created. Both of us.
Yeah.
It was a fun little collaboration.
We have these little bottles we call Lucy's. It's what we use for the syrup. And we had a handful of them with just vodka base in it. And we're like, well, what's the next flavor? And we just started throwing stuff in the bottles. And
Yeah,
Then
because
this beauty came out. So,
because you can.
yeah,
because we can.
Because you can.
that's date night.
I like. Well, that's a date night. I'm sure that's not the only kind of date night you have.
It's one of my favorite kind of date
But
nights.
it is, right?
one.
It could
Yeah.
be great. It could be fun. It could be a lot of fun, actually.
So
Yeah.
this beauty is a Southern style sweet tea vodka.
Oh.
We hand steep her. It's a her because she's perfect. So we hand
That would
steep
make
her
sense,
with
actually,
with tea bags, and we make our own tea bag blend to go in, get that steep, and we taste it every 15 minutes until it's perfect. The only way to serve it's with a lemon.
That
So-
is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I haven't tried it
That
yet.
is really good.
I'm
I
waiting.
feel like that's what you said at Summerfest too.
Yeah, probably. That actually sounds very,
It could
very
have been very true at Summerfest.
Yeah,
it's like
that is-
it's like wow, what's going on here, right? So yeah, and you got to. So I really appreciate the fact that you did your own blend, because that actually is as important as if you're going to do a drink with tea in it.
Right.
It's like when people like cook, and they're just throwing like a $5 bottle of white in with the clams, or they're doing like a $8 bottle of red for the for what that they're cooking. Maybe they're doing like a reduction with the steak kind of thing, and I'm like, no, you use the best ingredients.
Yeah.
Period. Because that's what
I heard
makes the
someone-
best.
With that, I heard someone say once that if you're not going to drink it, you shouldn't cook with it.
Agreed.
Well, that's dangerous because some people will drink it. But
That's true.
typically, whatever you're going to pair with the food, you're going to cook with that food. So if you have a bottle, like we'll throw like a full 8 ounces, a cup of good white wine in, and steam some clams.
Yeah.
And then drink the white wine
Yeah,
while
absolutely.
eating the clams.
Yeah.
Because then that pairing is that much better. And so here you go with the tea. You're pairing the tea with your distilled liquor, which so I ignored what the liquor was in here.
It's my vodka.
Vodka.
So
It's
I use that vodka as our base for this vodka. So I make that vodka and then turn
It's like
it
the perfect summer day.
yeah. This is. I do feel yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you put this in the cooler,
Yeah.
you don't have to have ice.
No,
but if you
no,
put
no.
it in the cooler,
Just chill.
this would be one of those where
100%.
you're not thinking about how much you're drinking.
Yeah.
So Jen's usual recommendation is to take a lemon and slice it up, freeze it, and then instead of ice, drop that frozen lemon. Because then it infuses.
Oh man.
It's really smart.
So
Thank you. I
that
have my
is- that
moments.
That's really smart.
Wait, did you lose it?
Just the headphones.
I just knocked
Yeah.
it out. It's not a big
Pull the
deal.
cord out.
Yeah, no, that happens. That happens. You know.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's good.
And then if the proof on it's too high for you, 2 ounces of that with just lemonade.
Yeah.
You got
Arnold
like
Palmer.
Yeah, little Arnold Palmer.
That is, yeah. I really do appreciate that. That's a really good one.
This last one I think you can reach pretty easy.
so
Nice. So the theme of today is can Gary reach the glass?
it sounds
Is
like
that
a
what-
halftime.
Is that what it is?
Yes. Gary reached
Well, it's
the
a new it's a new game show.
Yeah.
It's a new game.
Can Gary reach the glass?
Sounds like a good fundraiser. We'll have you guys back out.
There you go. There you go. For the
Come on in, everybody.
yeah.
We're gonna play.
Can Gary reach the glass? Yeah, we're gonna go live on that one.
Got 2 games out of this. Can Gary reach the glass? And can Gary name that occupation?
See, it turned off because
Yeah,
it got hot.
yeah, I
I'm
see it.
not happy with my
Crazy.
my GoPro. Sorry about that. Oh, I said it, but it's
Oh well.
too late.
Too late now.
Anyway,
it is
so
what it is.
yeah. Anyway, so we do have the video from there.
So the last one's
Yes.
my favorite. It's one of the ones I took lead on. It is our gin. It is simply ran through juniper and then placed into white American oak barrel, charred, and then some toasted cherry wood goes in, and it just rests for about 2 weeks.
Wow.
So you get a oaky, smoky, a little peppery,
It's very unassuming when
and smooth.
Again, that's
Very
the
unassuming.
second thing I've had here that if you didn't tell me it was what it was, I wouldn't have guessed that.
And it's great because it takes a lot of people's conception of gin is you can't drink it by itself. It's got
again,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, you gotta
again.
mix it with something.
But
No.
now you can do ice cube, relax with it, or drop it in some tonic or Tom Collins, and it's great.
I might even throw a slice of lime in here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Like I said, like when I think of gin, every time I think of gin, I think of Christmas trees. Like I cannot think of anything other than evergreen flavor, and that has none.
So
of
you send it through?
So the requirement for it to be gin is it has to go through juniper.
Right.
There's a half a dozen ways it can be done. It can be distilled through it. It can be, in a way, steeped into it and whatnot. So we do juniper, but we do a light juniper, so it's not overpowering, so you don't get Christmas
Yeah.
trees. And then we drop it in the barrel.
Although I like Christmas trees, just not what I'm drinking.
right, exactly.
In it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is it almost adds kind of a minty. I don't know. It's not really minty, but you know what I'm saying.
I get what you're
You
saying.
you can taste it just ever so
Yep.
slightly
Yeah.
Yep.
in there, and I think that's your point.
Yeah, and we drop the rest of the botanicals that everybody, a lot of the other brands, you'll see anything up to like 15, 17 botanicals. So we just dropped them out, and we said, what can we do with the barrel? And we used the flavors from the barrel and another type of wood that went ahead and just leveled it out for us. Yeah, it works.
Wait, that's
I did not see that coming, actually. They've got so what you don't
That is
know
the
is that Jen
coolest
just answered the phone, and not just any phone. She
It is a
answered
rotary.
a rotary payphone.
yeah.
It's a replica of a 1954 paper.
Yeah,
That is
so that was pretty
amazing.
interesting.
I thought it was just wall decor. I did not. That is amazing.
So,
actually.
like at home, we have a 120-year-old phone, and it is decor. So it sits
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
sits
yeah.
on the. You've been there.
Yeah.
So we call it the piano room, and we've got and it's filled with old stuff. Okay, and on a circular table, there's an old phone that used to be in back in the 1920s, it was the version of 911 in L.A. And it's a white phone, and it's, it's got the old cord on it, the whole thing. I bet it still works, but I'm not trying it, even though my dad was a telephone guy for like 45 years, right? And he taught me a lot of how to work that stuff. I could probably like make it work, but I'm like, why?
No,
It'd be too much. But that's pretty
really cool.
Well, we're kind of dorky. We're into comic books. We got multiple kids, so following Marvel and DC. It's a replica of the phone that was on the cover of the original Superman comics. So when you go into the phone booth, that's what the phone looks like.
Oh, right, really because he went into the phone booth to change back when it started.
That's really cool.
Instead of flying up in the air and then ripping his clothes off and thinking that
all the things he does
that my shoes aren't going to hit anybody. Yeah. It's like, what is he thinking? Anyway, so sometimes you get a little off
the tangent,
the topic, but that was interesting because we heard the phone ring and we were all like, well,
I didn't know what I thought you had like an alarm going off or something.
Or somebody in the back was saying, like, hey, we need some help back here.
Yeah. I apologize. We're very hands-on. We do a lot of the work.
No.
The girls are busy and we don't want to put it.
No apologies necessary. So that actually rings in more than one place. I'm getting.
No.
It's just loud enough where you can hear it through
so
everywhere.
it's the landline for your place. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's hysterical.
Awesome. We have the landline number and a cell number, obviously, but you call the landline, you're actually getting the tasting room sales for it.
Yeah.
So somebody has to actually move over there. Now the cord looks long enough. You could actually be behind the counter.
It's like a 16-foot cord.
Yeah, you might strangle somebody in the process, but you can actually make it behind the counter with that cord.
We wanted to go like back in the 80s where 90s you would get the phone and you'd walk to the other room and then close the door. Yep.
Right? Because that's what
hide from mom and close the door.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you were like thrilled to death when you could afford the longer cord.
Yeah.
Because then you weren't like at the wall
in the kitchen with everybody else.
And somebody's cooking and it's all hot in there. Just the 4-footer got you around to the dining room. Yeah. But if you had the 16-footer, you could get into the family room or the living room, which would be pretty cool. Anyway, sorry, that was pretty. So we just went nostalgic on there. Probably told a whole bunch of people things that they had no idea existed even.
And now back to alcohol.
Yeah. So we're. I think these guys are busy right now. So what else can we talk about?
I could have Maddie come over and talk about the spirits.
We can swap out.
You want to swap?
We're hands-on. We know how to do things.
Yeah.
We're good.
Do you want to go and I'll
So-
stay, or do you want me to go when you stay?
Hey, you want to go?
So what I like about being here, though, I will tell you this. What I like about being here is that we have been to another distillery, and we were like, hey, are you going to bring the thing in the fire? And they were like, we're actually in the distilling room right now, and we don't want to light that up. So it's good that the distillery is actually a couple of miles away and not here, because then you don't have to worry about the fire part of it.
Yeah,
which
no
is,
explosions or anything else like that.
yeah, because everybody frowns on that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just nobody likes that kind of fire.
No. It's not fun for anyone involved.
Because it's kind of an explosion kind of thing,
Yeah.
It's not good fire.
It's not just something that you see in Peaky Blinders, You see that a lot in Peaky Blinders. True. I like that. That's oh.
It's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn. All right. So
You hear it in real time?
Yeah.
oh yeah, she gets to hear it in real time.
I feel official.
Can you hear your voice?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so talk to us. Tell us about.
Okay. Well,
First introduce yourself.
Oh, right.
I'm Maddie. I'm one of
Maddie.
the bartenders.
Nice. Okay.
I'm actually also. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, all right. That we'll have to bleep that out later.
He's not here right now.
That's okay. Yeah, up there. Don't worry about it. It happens to all of us.
Yeah.
All of us. See, Matt and I have trained ourselves not to touch it.
Yeah.
But
I talk with my hands a
It's
lot.
okay.
So
It's okay. It's okay.
It happens. I'm also the distilling intern, so I'm working with Chris and teaching me the process as well.
Oh, you
It's
get
a
the
lot of
cool
fun.
stuff.
Yes.
That's not right.
I get to go behind the scenes. It's
I feel
fun.
like we should go over there like after this and go over and like
Just surprise him.
and say, "Hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy?" And he'll be like, "What are you doing in my distilling room?"
That looks very accurate
be
too
okay.
of what his face would look like.
Oh no, I don't.
You can give him his new title.
If there's not a gun, I'd be thrilled. But
I think you're good on guns.
yeah.
You might get greeted by the captain.
Captain,
The sweet
yeah.
tea, the dog on the
Oh wait,
cover.
wait, yeah.
Yeah, that's a real dog. He's at the farm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Captain. Everybody needs a dog that guards the liquor.
Yeah.
Kind of. He's the man.
Yeah. Okay, so Maddie. All right. Yes. So talk to us about.
The history.
Yes. Let's go.
It's my favorite part. This is what I like to do. So all of our labels, all of our names are interconnected through about 150 years of history. We start with the AP 1815, our American single malt whiskey. AP stands for Arthur Parks. He was the burgermeister of this town.
Right.
If you're like
Parksburg.
me, yes,
Parksburg.
his family is what it's named after.
Yes.
Little fun fact. If you're like me, you only know a burgermeister through that 1970s claymation Christmas movie,
Right.
the Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Yeah.
It's essentially like a mayor, but the town was only 150 people big. So Burgermeister was for a smaller town.
Okay. A village, if you will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a village.
Pretty close.
Parksburg
Exactly.
Village.
Exactly. So Arthur Parks built the original house that the distillery is on in 1815.
Wait, you guys are there?
That's really cool.
You're at the original house of the
Yes.
original
That's why
Parksburg
Yes.
of Arthur Parks.
Everything
Oh, yeah.
ties in. So the original farmhouse is still in place.
Yeah.
If you see the label, the picture's actually of the stone centered in the house.
And that
You,
stone is still
you
there.
definitely left that for Maddie to drop that bomb.
Oh, yeah.
That was a bomb. You left her for
She's the
that.
pro.
That was
She knows it
awesome.
all.
All right.
I was proud.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
the image is actually of the plaque that Arthur Parks put onto the house in 1815, and it's still there to this day. If you do tours of the distillery, you can see the plaque.
Wow.
It's pretty
Oh,
neat.
wait. Did they have the thing on the side of the road?
Nothing on the side of the road.
No.
Okay. I feel like you should petition for that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of history going on there. I think.
Yeah.
We
I think that
we kind of enjoy that when you drive by.
that's worthy.
You don't know that you're driving
Yeah,
past
you have
this.
no idea.
You talk to,
prominent
your
thing.
local
Really cool.
representative or Fetterman or somebody to make that happen. Because I feel like I've seen plaques with less information on them.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know.
Less important information.
So okay, so there's a plaque on
The house.
the house itself.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
like-
he originally built.
Like normally you're used to like a cornerstone with a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He did a stone
he did
with
the
his
plaque.
initials
Oh,
in
And the
1815
year.
at the apex of the roof.
Wow.
of
Yeah.
course he
Yes.
did.
And that's
Of
the
course he
picture
did.
on the label, yeah.
So either you're never tearing it down, or
Yeah.
it's the first thing to go.
Yeah.
No, it's a part of history. It's got to stay forever.
It will never go anywhere.
It's never
at this
going
point.
anywhere.
No tornadoes,
That's
no
really
hailstorms.
awesome that
Yeah.
you're using the original property of the original Burgermeister Arthur Parks. That's pretty crazy. I mean, that's history.
Yes,
All
it
right.
is. So then
So-
we go to our second owner,
Yes.
was Doc Windle. He's our bourbon whiskey. He was a doctor during the Prohibition era and the Civil War. And during that time, doctors would often carry a bottle or two of alcohol.
'Cause that was
on them
called-
for
It was medicinal.
Yeah.
for medicinal purposes.
Antiseptic
strictly.
purposes.
Yep.
Yes.
Painkillers, yeah.
For its calming properties.
Or, I mean, you could pour it on a wound too,
Yes,
right? Because
for
it's
disinfecting.
alcohol.
So that's where that high proof, that bourbon hug comes in.
Yeah.
We actually make that 98.6 proof, which is
The
body
temperature of the human body.
Yep. Just to
And
kind
that's a
of
nod to him as a doctor as well.
Oh my goodness. You guys have thought this
Yeah.
all through.
Oh yeah, it's all thought of. Everything has a purpose.
I love
More,
it. I
that's more
love it.
thinking than I do in just a solid day.
Yep.
No,
Easily.
never mind. I'm gonna leave that one. I'm gonna leave that one.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah.
So he was
know,
in the house.
It was a tough reach, but I got it. Go ahead.
He was in the house for about 30 years. He was the second owner. And when he passed, the house went to the Fillmore Martin family.
Oh,
Our
yes.
Fillmore Rides. It's our whiskey. He was the original whiskey that was first made. And during that time, Fillmore's wife was a teetotaler, which is essentially somebody that doesn't drink. And she did not like her husband to drink. So, when fox hunts came through, he would jump on any available horse and he would go do it with them because they always have a bottle of
flask.
booze or
Something
a flask
Gotta have
stashed
the-
on them, and he would participate and drink their booze with them.
Interesting.
It was his sneaky little way of drinking.
Yeah.
So most people call it teetotaler.
Teetotaler? Is that it?
Teetotaler.
I've been pronouncing it the way I
I feel
sounded
like,
it out.
I feel like that's better, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like 3 T's in it. So
I know it's a lot
Picking
of
up a lot of
teeth.
new
It's a lot of
things
teeth.
today.
lot of-
So
a lot of
essentially, she was
information.
part of the. What do they call that? There was a group that
There
actually
was.
fought against alcohol. I mean, yeah. Okay, so that's cool.
When you look at the Fillmore Rides label, that's actually a picture of one of the Cochrans of Cochranville. On a fox hunt, the farm behind him is the original farmhouse and the original barn.
And Cochranville is just a few miles southwest, right?
Yes.
Route 10.
Down Route 10.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how I came through. I came through Cochranville.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
But
that's pretty cool.
That's
pretty
the
cool.
actual farm in the
So
background.
then so we've got Parks, Wendell, who is
Fillmore.
Fillmore? Thank
It's
you.
the Martin family.
Thank you.
The Martin family,
They're all
yeah.
still Martins.
Yeah, so we actually had
Okay, so
Fillmore's
they're just
great granddaughter come out to the farm last week. And
Yeah.
no.
last time she had been on the farm, she was maybe 4 or less,
Aw.
and then so she came back out to take a tour.
That is
Pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And the farm today rests on Martin Road, which was named after the Martin family.
Martin family.
People always wonder, why is that road named Mosquito Lane? And you're like,
A lot of people name it. Like if your house is there and they're
Yeah.
going to do a road, they
Well,
give you the option to name it.
yeah, back in the day, especially, but even now they'll do it. If you're the only one on the lane, or you'd like, I mean, yeah. But
wealth of useless knowledge, Gary.
thank you. I have that.
Yeah.
I have that. I have that. So it's not just a short reach. I have a wealth of useless knowledge as well. All right, so Maddie,
Best
let's
kind
keep
of
going.
knowledge.
Let's-
So after the Martin family, who was the third owner of the house,
Yes.
our head distiller Chris is the fourth owner. He has the house.
Get out of here.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's just been passed down.
Yeah.
So I mean, not in the same family, but 4th generation kind of.
Yeah.
Like it's just been passed down. He's
Gotcha,
fourth
gotcha.
line. Yeah.
And he turned the barn, which was a mill, into the distillery.
So
That's apropos.
the main distillery is actually in the old milk house of the barn, and then the barn is where our bonded storage is and our warehouse and the work.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of space.
Yeah.
Is it one of the old time barns that it's like almost 60 by 60 kind of thing?
Yeah.
I mean, they're huge. The old
no,
barns
it's-
were really huge.
No, it's huge. So
Is it like the post and beam kind of?
So originally, they renovated the barn, took a lot of it down, repointed the walls, the
Okay,
original stone
all
walls,
right.
and went back up. But maintained the same shape and style, and then went solar on the roof too, so that way we're a little more eco-friendly.
All right. Nice.
But yeah, it's a massive amount of space.
It is.
I feel like solar would be very successful on a barn
Yes.
because they're really tall.
Yeah.
Because they're typically the equivalent of like 2.5 stories kind of thing. So there's no trees that are in the way kind of thing. And typically they're in the middle of the farm anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It gets
and-
a lot of sun.
A lot of sun.
Where it's at, it's kind of sitting up over top of a stream, so it just everything's open next to it. It just takes in the
Yeah. I feel like there's some selling back to the grid going on there with that one. Because if you filled the whole barn roof with that on one side,
Yeah, it's the whole one.
that's a lot of electricity.
It's a
Yeah.
big footprint.
And we digressed. But that's so awesome. He's there now. Chris is, and he's there like now,
Yes.
and he's doing it from there in the old.
And he lives in the original house. It's been renovated, of course, but he lives in that
The
original house.
the original house is there, and they did a couple extensions off over the years.
Right.
But it's still.
Because you kind of had to.
Yeah, you have it. Yeah. But if you just stuck with the original house, there wasn't a lot of room for everybody.
No, I bought it. My first house was built in 1867, and it was 14 by 20, 2 stories.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Quaint's what they call it, right?
Yeah, and you just barely had enough room.
Yeah.
But back, I'm guessing that the original house was probably stone, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then okay.
I love going into the basement in the house because you see the original hand chiseled beams.
Yeah, and they're still there. They
Yeah.
have like termites haven't gotten them.
No.
Good. That's
all,
good.
All
That's
very
good.
well kept. So
Yeah.
the main part of the house is all original construction. You can see it.
Wow, that's unusual. That's
It's
unusual.
beautiful.
I went in one. One of my kids was buying a house, and I went in one, and in the basement there was a door with a slit in it, and inside the room there was actually a chain on the wall, and I'm like, I don't even want to know. I said to the real estate agent, I'm like, I don't even want to know. It's like you're looking at it.
Hard
But the
pass.
old houses, you never really know.
The hide and seek room. It's a good game.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. So he just converted the whole barn. So it's doing its own thing. Oh, there it is.
That's for when she's done with the history and actually walks you through her drink.
Oh, have we finished with? I just
We are not done yet.
I totally,
Still got
I
plenty
totally
to go.
hijacked that,
Yeah.
which is what I do. I
we just
hijack
got through the
things. Sorry
whiskey.
about that. All right.
We just went through the whiskeys.
Yeah,
We
let's
still
go.
got all the spirits.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
So
Okay.
Chris has the house now.
I love it.
His wife was a huge lover of horses. One of the first horses she ever brought onto the farm was named Slickaroo, and he was 17 hands tall,
Whoa.
which is our vodka.
That's a big
It is
horse.
a big horse. An average horse is about 14 hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Slickaroo
that's
was
a big
big.
horse.
It's a big spirit.
It's a big
That-
spirit.
right?
Big
It
vodka,
matches.
so-
It matches the
sense.
horse, of course.
They match perfectly.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, like, on our bar, we have, people may not be able to see it, but you guys can. We have horseshoes on the bottom of it, and those are actual horseshoes from
Yeah.
horses on the farm.
So they're gonna all rewind and look earlier when they're
Yes.
watching anybody sitting at the bar.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, there they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's still the
So
little
those
footrest
are
that we tie it back to.
those are from.
The horses on the farm.
Okay.
Current horse. It's still an active horse farm, which is why
Yes.
we do the tasting room here, so we don't
Oh.
disrupt the operations of the farm.
Because horses are very
Yeah.
sensitive.
And running all the cars up the driveway would be.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
It would
awful.
be disturbing to them.
Yeah.
To horses, yeah. They deserve the,
Peacefulness.
Exactly. Farms are great for that.
Yeah.
So, that's cool. All right, so where are we going from the horse?
So we have Slickaroo. That's where we.
Yes.
Slickaroo.
Slickaroo. From Slickaroo, we go to Captain, our sweet tea vodka. Captain is Chris's dog. If you do tours, he'll come greet you. We say he is ASAP, which in our book stands for as Southern as possible, because he's a Southern gentleman,
Oh,
and he really is.
so
He's a love.
He just moseys around.
he'll basically,
Yeah.
he'll basically
Walks
lick
around.
you to death, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Whenever I get out of my car, he immediately is there waiting for me to open the door
Aw.
to come say hello.
Yay.
It's a love.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Dogs are nice when they're like that. That's pretty sweet. All right, so he's a captain from the south.
Yes. Exactly.
Nice.
Then we have Phineas. He is our gin. There's a fox on the farm. He comes out around 4 a.m. every morning. Other than that, we really don't see him. So we gave him a whole mysterious backstory. He rides a motorcycle. He dresses very dapper. We say he's like the Dos
Wait.
Equis man, where he's like the most interesting fox in the world.
There is a fox on a motorcycle over there.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
Phineas.
Yeah, that's
And
Phineas.
he's our mascot at SpringHouse.
Yeah, our gin label is Phineas fully dappered up in a suit with a Triumph
Okay.
motorcycle,
So
because you don't know where he's going next.
rumor has it that Phineas is going to have a
Girlfriend?
yes,
Yes, her name is Fiona.
Fiona and Phineas.
Fiona and Phineas.
Nice.
We stay in the F's
But with a PH.
with a PH for Phineas.
Of course.
Yeah.
And
But
Fi-
yes, he's getting a girlfriend. She's also very dapper. She's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
She's a
the
pilot.
and she's the namesake of our next endeavor, which is going to be another gin.
Yes, of course.
It's our
And it's-
more feminine gin. She'll be steeped with lavender and lemon.
Oh.
And lightly touched with butterfly PT flower. So at the end, she receives a little bit of a purple color instead of a standard gin color.
How about that? So when are we going to see?
Current
Fiona.
estimates are 3 months, give or take.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So plan on that in 3 to 4 months. Give them a call. See if Fiona's done yet.
I mean, there's a lot
Fiona's ready.
to come out and try already.
Yeah, you should come out
Come
before
out
then. To be
before
honest
that.
with you.
And
Yeah.
then come back.
I feel like you could become regular.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we love
like
regulars.
Yeah, regulars are good. Regulars are definitely good. Wow, that's pretty
And then the
cool.
last thing is
St. Malachi.
Yeah, the rum.
That is our rum. St. Malachi is one of the oldest still operating churches in the area. It was built in 1838. Still has a small congregation to this day. And Arthur Parks, Doc Wendell, Fillmore Martin, and even Chris, correct?
Yep.
All go
went to
there.
the church.
Oh, Chris still goes there. They went there.
Yes.
I got to get my tenses correctly.
It's also
Not being English.
You gotta get something correct.
Not.
It's also our community tie, an important community tie-in for us. 10% of our profits quarterly from rum sales go back to the church.
Oh, nice.
So every quarter we make a
really
donation
cool.
back to the church with stuff that we sold.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yay.
And that's our history.
That's
great
really
history.
a
Connected.
great history.
Yeah.
I love that. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, normally you go to a
Yeah.
place and you hear somebody go, "Well,
We
I
just came up with a goofy name.
just wanted to
Yeah.
be a
Sounds neat.
distillery."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of good
Everything
history.
has a purpose here.
And
Really cool.
I really love the progression of it. And the fact that you're still going with it, like
Yeah. You're adding
Fiona's
to
not not ready yet, but she will be soon.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really cool. And what else is on the line? You want to know what's coming later in the year too.
There's expressions that we actually stopped because there was no tie-in to the farm. It was something fun that we were doing,
Right.
and it might taste really, really great, but it didn't match the history and the brand.
Couldn't call it
ties
like
in, so,
crazy Uncle so and so.
Not without knowing there was a crazy Uncle So-and-so.
From
It's important for us to be
Crazy
right.
Uncle Matt from the city,
I'd be okay with that.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I feel like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and in movies and commercials, Gary's always the doofus anyway. So it's like, oh my God. All right. So you've got also but that's the progression of a normal business, is that you work with what works and you keep your branding solid.
Yeah.
Right? You got to keep your branding solid. And if it doesn't fit the branding, it could be great, but you want to keep that separate somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe that's private drinking, or
Yeah.
maybe that's something else. Maybe you revisit it for some other reason and you play with the recipe so that it does come within the branding.
It might be something down the line.
Yeah.
Local is really important to us. Jen talked earlier about people dropping off mint, using local grains and having local farmers, getting the supply from them, ordering bottles from here in PA. That tie-in. Our single malt's actually PA preferred, so that's a program that everybody that's in it, or the majority of the people that are. The products that we get are from people that are in that program.
Right.
And it's all PA program stuff.
Nice,
So
nice.
that kind of thing's really important to us
Now-
to keep it tied in.
I saw on the website that you guys ship,
Yes.
Yes.
so I can order online. I have to
Yeah.
prove that I'm 21. I have to prove it, even though I'm.
It's a big stretch, Gary.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, if you came in, I'd card you.
The age, yes. So I'm not sure whether or not to thank you on that. But that's okay. That's okay.
Well, I don't know if he was making an age joke or you have to be at least this tall to drink.
Yeah,
this.
right.
Combination of both.
Yeah, I mean,
It was multi-layered.
Yeah, that's not. Y'all had a good time at Walt Disney World. I did not. But you can order online.
Yes.
And have it shipped.
Anywhere in PA,
Right.
we're limited to some other states
Right.
because it's got to match up.
Because they don't play well all the time.
Not all the time. The regulations have to match with that state.
Right.
So that list is on there when you go to order.
But anywhere in PA.
But here's the more fun part. We deliver free locally. So
Yes.
it's within 15 miles. And it's either same day or next day, depending on the time you order.
I feel like
really
I want to
awesome.
check how far away I am
Yeah.
right now.
I am
Because
too
we're,
far away.
we're in Landenberg. I think we're too far away, to be honest with you.
We really enjoy, getting connected with everybody.
Yeah.
And so there's no limit on the order for free delivery. So if you get a $15 bottle and choose delivery, if it's this time in the afternoon, before 7 a.m., you're going to see Chris pull up to the door and drop it off for you.
Get
That's
out of
really
here.
And,
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow,
So that
what
way-
a service
Really,
that
yeah,
is.
really
Yes.
cool.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
There's plenty of times we'll get a phone call and be like, "Oh my God, I'm having a party in a couple hours. Can I order?" And we're like, "Yeah, we'll drop it off. Where you got it?"
ooh,
That is
nice. Forget Instacart.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're cutting out Uber Eats. We're cutting out.
Nothing. I got nothing on this distillery. That's awesome.
Insta-vodka.
Yeah.
Instabooze. We'll take it.
Insta-booze. Yeah, there you go.
Trademark that.
You got to trademark it now. Oh, that's crazy. All right, so that's cool. And, we're a little, I think, pretty sure I'm a little further away than that. Are we,
More drinks showed up.
are you, yeah, it's been there actually for a little while. Yeah.
I haven't turned around.
But it
in
is
a while.
behind you. In your defense, it
Yeah,
is
I haven't turned
actually
around in a
behind you.
while. Yeah.
That's just an example of what we can do with the spirits once mixed.
All right, here,
And
wait.
when you guys are ready,
I feel like we should.
we'll bring Ashley over. You want to go grab her?
Ashley,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta wait for her. She'll
Okay, we'll
sleep.
wait.
Oh,
We'll
yeah,
wait.
we got to
We'll
bring
wait.
Ashley. We will definitely
We'll
wait. We're patient. We're
Yeah.
patient. Oh, Jen looks right at home in the back of that bar right there. Yeah.
So it was really important to us as we grow the company that we do all the steps.
Yeah.
And hire people in to do the steps. Nobody's skipping anything here or talking about something they don't know. Sure. Everybody's got a
See,
hands-on.
I feel like that is important because if everybody if everybody doesn't know, and then suddenly there's like a wild question or something like, you can't.
You can.
You gotta actually speak before you.
Yeah,
you
I know, but
I'll wear 'em.
I'm good without it.
All right, okay. And this is Ashley, right? Ashley?
I am
Okay.
Ashley.
And Ashley's going to talk to us about
Lovely
this.
cocktail.
Yes, it's a custom crafted cocktail that I just thought of today. So it is using gin because it is one of the most popular alcohols during the Prohibition era.
Yes.
And it was actually the first alcohol to use to make a martini. So I made you a rosemary grapefruit martini using gin.
So is that rosemary?
Yes. Fresh rosemary,
Oh.
just picked it.
How amazingly astute.
Grapefruit.
No, I meant this.
I know, but she said it was rosemary grapefruit. So what?
Well, the
else-
grapefruit is the
yeah,
pink.
but
The
what,
pink.
What else would that little green thing?
Well,
add?
exactly. I was proud of myself that I identified it.
That's the gin.
Yeah.
That's the gin.
All right, so it's rosemary grapefruit. Hey, ease up. That's okay. That's okay. Some days we get on your case. Some days we get on my
that's
case.
true.
It's all good. It's all good.
The original martini, back in the day when it first came around, was actually made with gin. So we like to do a little bit of a
very
history
good.
lesson with what we do.
And the martini glass. And this just happened today.
Yes.
So Ashley made this today.
I had about
Very good.
10 minutes to think of something after Jen told me. She was like, "You're going to make a cocktail. Go ahead." I was like, "Okay."
Under pressure. That's the
Right.
best.
That's pretty cool. You get that opportunity to do new stuff and to throw it up there.
It's
Yeah.
one of the things that we actually pride ourselves on is you're not coming in and getting just like an out-of-box bartender. Everybody here is trained to or is a mixologist in some way.
Right.
So even if
Yeah.
you have the menu and the special board and you're not really feeling the vibe of those drinks,
Right.
you can be like, I need to make something. And we have a lot of people that come in fun and
Right.
they'll say, I want something sunshiny with rum. Go.
Yeah.
And it's just
you
time
just
to
have
come-
to figure it out.
Yeah.
Time to come up with it.
So you just make drinks on the fly?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's fine.
I don't think that's normal,
No.
actually. I mean, it's
like
a
a tasting room. Like
it-
you wouldn't think.
it's a good not
Right.
normal,
Yeah.
but it's still not normal.
Yeah.
It's a very nice feature that you guys add. That if somebody's like, "Hey, I'm not feeling those,"
right.
and then Ashley goes, "Well, what do you like?" And then they describe whatever it is they like, and then you put that together based on what you just heard them say.
The joke around here is always with her and Jen. If you don't know what you like, they'll go, what's your favorite day of the week? What's your favorite color? And they'll just make something, and it'll be right. It'll be dead on.
Just whatever we
really
can think
fun.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Actually, that does make sense because a different day of the week is a different personality.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, Fridays might be time for a little something stronger after a long week.
Yeah.
If you're a head liquor distiller or
Distilled liquor maker.
Distilled liquor maker. Oh, you just went there, didn't you? Again. Randy actually started that one.
He started it.
He
I
did
just
start
filled in
that
the
one. I
gap.
feel
Yeah.
like what just happened there,
Yeah.
This is actually pretty good. I mean, I'm enjoying it. So it's like,
Yeah.
is there actually grapefruit in it?
There's grapefruit juice.
Yeah, okay, so
Yes.
you've got the grapefruit juice in it, and you added the vodka and
The gin.
the gin. Forgive me.
And then the rosemary.
And that's rosemary.
it's part of the juniper bush from outside.
So did you pick that out back? Or
We have plants. We have it planted out
Right,
front.
out
So when I
front.
was making the cocktail, I
Did you see
literally
it?
went and
That's really cool.
picked it. Yeah.
oh, it's fresh.
Yeah,
It's fresh.
Local.
So-
From right there.
that's
Fresh rosemary.
that's what Jen was touching on earlier. Is we grow the local herbs out front. We also have hydroponics in the back.
Gotcha.
In the room actually right behind us, and we grow the chives for the flavoring there and this stuff.
That's really cool.
We like to use fresh ingredients whenever we can.
That tastes fresh, to be honest with you. It really does taste fresh.
Tastes like it was
so-
just made.
Maybe. Maybe. You're hurting me, man.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Gary.
It's all good. It's
Been
all
a
good.
lot of open doors on this
So,
podcast today.
so is there anything else that you'd like to throw in here before we? Yeah,
Oh, like sales pitch time?
yeah,
now-
absolutely,
now's the
absolutely.
moment.
Come on down. No, so really what we're trying to create here is a little something different than what a regular tasting room or a bar or anything else would be. We want to provide a high-end experience, but experience is the word, right? So we are family friendly. We didn't get to see anybody come in today. But we have high chairs. We have a mocktail menu, a zero proof menu.
Oh, cool.
So that way, it's not just a place to come in and drink, right?
And the mocktails are just as fancy as your normal cocktails
Yeah.
would be, so people that aren't drinking alcohol can still feel
Thank you.
like they're getting a
because
really nice drink.
It used to be just like Shirley Temple or nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and like, oh no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want, you know, so they, yeah.
So we carry a rotating local wines, rotating local beers. Because we understand that you might want to come in for a tasting today, but your spouse or your friends might not be drinkers or want to
Okay,
or
so
they drink wine.
you do
instead.
have a selection of something else that.
That welcomes everybody in, and then we have white fare that goes with that, so that way you have something to snack on if you want to too.
And I'm congratulating you for resisting having TVs in here.
Yeah.
Like there's a place for TVs.
Yes.
And it would feel out of place here.
Yeah.
Yes,
And-
that's
and-
not the vibe we're going
Right.
for here at all.
Right. Exactly. I'm just thanking you for not having that, because if I want to go watch a game somewhere, I'll go there. But if I want to have a good distilled liquor from a distilled liquor maker, distiller,
I mean, it's not wrong. No, it's just
it's not wrong. It's not wrong.
It's just,
No,
it's just also not right.
It's very wrong. It's not wrong. It's very wrong.
incorrect.
Yeah. So that's cool. You can offer a little bit, because you're right. I mean, not everybody likes everything.
Yeah.
And that's the tough part.
Yeah.
We like to try and provide more of an experience for customers rather than just going in somewhere and like watching a game. But we want to be able to teach every customer something that they hadn't known before coming in.
Yeah.
We always have fun trying to bring up, fun facts from the people would know, like the part of the point of the martini is the original
Oh,
liquor was gin,
Was
where
gin.
everybody thinks vodka.
Yeah.
We often play with that on our specials and different drinks and pull up original recipes from history and then kind of spin off on one of them.
Interesting.
ooh, and I just thought of something else.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're going to be at Beale Mansion
Yes.
next month.
So, along with our fine alcohol, we try to do events and have fun experiences here as well. We did a murder mystery dinner in May, and the place was packed, and it was amazing. We have an actor troupe from out by Harrisburg come in, and they stay in character the whole time. It's amazing. But this time what we did is we partnered with Beale Manor, which is
Yeah.
here in Parksburg. And
It's an old.
It's the old Beale Mansion, which is
Right.
like early 1900s. I like it because it's like Clue.
Yeah.
It's like their actual Clue building, and
Do people die?
like not for real.
I did that just for the look on your face.
Your tone-
literally
Your
just.
tone was very ominous.
But it's fun. It's a fun murder mystery.
Yeah,
People
so-
don't actually die.
Fake death.
Yeah, people for fake die, and
Fake die.
but yeah, so we're having that on the 18th. The tickets are already sold out, but we're going to go ahead and back that up with another one a couple months.
Yeah, because I was going to. So that one has a 50s theme, right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly?
Yes. So they have swing dancers that come in and everything.
Which may or may not be why I didn't, because I'm not a 50s guy. I was born in. Oh, shouldn't say that. When I was born. Maybe I was born. Who knows? Anyway, so. But. I'm very interesting.
Here's the gun. Put it in the air conditioner.
Yeah, yeah. So
these up here.
I would love to do like a murder mystery thing. I think those are really a lot of
They're
fun. I've actually been on the other end, believe it or not. I've been like an actor in a murder mystery, and so they're fun to participate in, regardless of whether you're
which
in,
side you're on.
right?
Yeah.
Regardless of where you're at.
But it was a blast. The one that we had here and the one coming up in August is going to be hands down better.
I really debated. I did hit going. No, I hit interested on Facebook, and I was like, can I make it do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? And our schedule is really busy from now until like the end of October. So we're really crazy ridiculous. But I'm looking forward to the next one
So I think
because
you blinked. We sold out tickets within the first couple of days.
I know. I
It
saw
went
it.
fast.
What I really loved was the thermometer that said 50% gone, and then 80% gone, and
Yeah,
then
they were the next
sorry.
day. It was 3 days in a row, and that was it.
Yeah, because they went fast.
Yeah,
They went
they went
fast.
very quick.
So how many tickets do you sell? Just curious.
For that one, we did 70. So we did 35 originally.
They went that. I was going to say 30.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I was going to say 30, and that's still fast for
Yeah.
for 30. That's still fast, but for 70, that's lightning fast.
Yeah, we did 70, and I was really surprised because like the 35 that we did here for the original, they were going in 4 or 5 days. So we hit like the same time frame, but we did it with like twice the tickets. It was
That's really cool.
So apparently the first one was a roaring success.
It was great. It was 20s theme. It was Gangsters in Love, and it was all like almost like Gatsby feel.
Yeah.
And everybody came in dressed. There was
See, I
costume
have
contest.
that. I have that.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Well, for guys, it's easy. You put on one of these hats, and you get suspenders, and you're solid.
Yeah.
But we're also doing more with Beale Manor. It's actually one of our local partnerships. They have a music fest coming up in August.
That's a pretty cool combination if you think about it, because it benefits both of you like pretty well, and you know it's just a lot of fun to do those things. I've been on like bigger ones. They have one in New York City that I actually had a friend who was like a musician in it, and it's like an old hotel, and you show up and it's like 4 levels, and there's theater, there's actors on every level. And it's like crazy to like participate in that.
But we're excited for that, and we're excited for the music fest.
Yes.
We're going to do custom cocktails for them for that.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
It really, Parksburg was kind of needing some destination stuff, and we're able to actually work with and partner with some of the other businesses and create
That's
that.
great destination stuff. I feel like, that really does add a lot. It'll bring people. I mean, just selling as quick as it did. I mean, because I was watching, and I'm like, all right, so maybe next time I'll get in there early enough. But
we try to give the pre-sale warnings, like, hey, in a
Oh,
couple weeks we're going to do a
no.
thing.
I had I had plenty of warning. There's no question about that. But there were just a lot of people who jumped in and decided they were going to participate, which is really awesome.
Yeah,
So you guys will be doing that on, I think, would you say it was the 18th?
Yeah, August 18th. Yep.
So you'll be doing that on August 18th.
Yeah.
So, by the way, you can see in the background, this is a great place for people to come and with their friends.
We
and
have
just
live
chill.
music from 4 to 7. And
our
music guy showed up.
Yeah. So it,
we should wrap.
yeah, we should wrap this up.
Yeah.
So, all right. So thank you again for hosting us, and we appreciate that very much.
Thank you for the wonderful cocktail.
Of course, anytime.
And so thanks everybody for joining us here at this Tipsy Tagalongs podcast. We appreciate you hanging out with us for this hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on. We did I diverted, but we talked about a lot of great stuff. And don't forget, we're going to be August 12th, I believe. We're going to be at Be Here Brewing.
Yep.
So check that out. If you really want to know the schedule, go on journeymoreoften.today. And you can find in the Tipsy Tagalongs page, you can find our schedule.
Yep.
So we're going to be doing that. We're booked into, but believe it or not, we're actually booked into October.
Yeah.
We do these once a month, and remember, drink responsibly. We can't say that often enough. Just drink responsibly. Have fun while you're drinking, but drink responsibly. If you need a designated driver, get a freaking designated driver. But in the meantime, thank you, Randy. Thank you, Ashley. And we also talked to Jen and Maddie. And everybody was great. So thanks a lot, everybody. And until the next time, enjoy life.
Yeah.
Journey more often. Yeah, I just threw that in there.
Oh, Gary. That was a fun one.
Literally by the time, like...
Just because we wanted to get you all nice and toasty. But
Yeah.
Last year, I